Hello and welcome to the 110th episode of the Sock Bunny Knit and Fit video podcast. My name is Kimberly, also known as Sock Bunny, and today is Sunday, September 8th, 2013. I'm recording in sunny Florida in the United States of America. I thank you very much for joining me today. If you are a new viewer, I hope you like it and that you'll come back. And if you are a returning viewer, you must be crazy. And I really appreciate you coming back. I am Sock Bunny pretty much everywhere on the internet, such as Ravelry, Plurk, Instagram, Google+, Twitter, iTunes, and YouTube. And the blog is at sockbunnyknitandfit.blogspot.com, and the email is sockbunnyknitandfit@gmail.com. The Etsy shop is sockbunnystudios.etsy.com, and you can find me as Sock Bunny Studios on Facebook. The shop update is going to be at 5 o'clock Eastern today, and I will show the awesomeness that will be in the update at the end of the podcast. My nose is itching. Sorry. Um, I recorded the Sock Stravaganza prize giveaway yesterday. It's episode 109. So if you participated in Sock Stravaganza, you need to hop over there and see if you want anything. And you have until October 7th to claim your prize. And I did open a prayer request thread in the Sock Bunny group. It's going to be a monthly thing for me from now on. So if you have a prayer request that you want me and other people to pray for, go over and post it in the September prayer request thread. I'm not going to respond to the posts, but I am looking at them. So you can put unspoken prayer requests in there too if you want to. So, what are we going to talk about today? We are going to talk about finished objects, works in progress, fitness, stash enhancement, tips and tricks, what I'm watching and reading, favorite things, knit and crochet alongs, events, Bee Leaf half pie, knit along, and charity. So, let's hop right into finished objects. No finished object, but I'm as close to having a finished object, which I will talk about. So, works in progress. I am working on my Bee Leaf half pie shawl. If you're a new viewer, this is something I designed earlier in the year, and we are currently doing a knit along that runs to the end of November. I will talk about it in more detail later, but this is mine. What I did is I broke it down for everybody so you could finish the shawl in 4 weeks, 8 weeks, or 12 weeks. I'm doing the 12-week plan, and this is my first week of 12. Really pretty, I think. The yarn is not quite as lime green as what you're seeing on the monitor there. This is my whoa, that's pretty in lace weight from my shop. And I also decided to do one in a neutral color. I wanted to do one in fingering weight and I wanted to do one in neutral. So what I did is I'm using some of my Bare Manly base. I'm just using it bare. And this is, it has these little neps in it. And this is a BFL blend. So I got to the point where I am going to put the beads on and then I couldn't decide which beads to use. I was leaning towards brown, but then I had two different shades of brown to choose from and I couldn't decide. And then I started thinking, well, maybe I should do red. And then I thought maybe I should do blue. And then I thought maybe I should do red and blue. So I couldn't decide, so I stopped. So this is where it is right now. With this one, I'm going to keep up with the 12-week plan. This one, just whatever gets done, gets done. So I'm not going to try to force myself to stay on track with two of them. So this one will stay on track. It gets priority. And then whenever I get to work on this one, I get to work on it. So, but really the only thing that stopped me from keeping up was my indecisiveness, which I'm not usually indecisive. So that's pretty unusual for me. So that's the Bee Leaf half pie shawl, and I am loving seeing everybody's pictures so far. Next, we have the Bactus shawl. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. It's Baktus. This is my third one that I've knit of these. The first two I knit out of sock yarn. So you really could use any weight of yarn for this. Basically, what you're going to do is you start out small, and you keep increasing. It's a free pattern. You increase every fourth row until you get halfway done with your yarn, and then you start decreasing. So I am almost done with the first half. This is the first ball. And here's the second ball. Where did I put the label? Oh, here it is. Universal Yarns is what it is. Universal Yarns Classic Shades. It's a wool acrylic blend. It is, whoops, 70% acrylic, 30% wool, and it's a single. Even though it looks like it's plied, it is actually a single. It's very, very, very soft. It's squishy. It's going to be relative. I wouldn't say it's the softest thing in the world, but it's pretty soft. And I think it'll get even softer after it's had a bath. I am making this for my current charity knit along that we have going on for hats and scarves and mittens for the local homeless shelter called Pinellas Hope. So this is going to be one of the things that I send over from me. And this is where I was when I showed it last week. So again, that is a free pattern, and the name is BAKTUS. I really like this yarn. I bought this yarn at the beginning of the year when I was up in Rhode Island, and I drove to evidently I can't remember the name of the yarn shop, but it was in Rhode Island. I thought it was in Massachusetts, but my friend corrected me. So anyway, that is Bactus. I'm really liking that. It's a brainless, easy, similar to the hitchhiker where you don't have to think about what you're doing. It's just a very brainless, easy pattern. You just use half of your yarn and then you start decreasing until you're done. So very easy knit. Next, I am doing the Sockhead hat, and this is a pattern by Kelly McClure. It's Boho Knits Patterns, Sockhead hat. It's also a very easy knit. I started this forever ago. I don't even remember when I started it. And I am using Highland Handmaid's, I think this is her Silver Maple in the challenging colorway. And it is a hat. It's a slouchy hat. So I finished the ribbing. And actually the last time you guys saw it, I don't even remember how long ago that was. It was down here. So I did all of this week because this again is brainless. Are you noticing a theme this week? Brainless knitting. Brainless. Because I just haven't had the brain cells for it. I don't know why. Next, the thing that almost got done. My sweater that I am currently working on. This is the Pearless Pullover. It's a pattern by Valley Yarns, which is webs. And I finished it, sort of. It's done, and almost all the ends are woven in, but I'm not liking the neck hole. To me, I'm not in love with it. So I'm not counting it as done. Even though it's done, I might be taking the neck out. Okay, so let me tell you what I did. Hopefully next week we'll get to wear it. I wanted to wear it today. It just wasn't in the cards. So you pick up for around the neck. And I actually originally picked up the number of stitches she said, but it was sort of floppy. And this is cotton yarn. I think if it was wool yarn, this would not be an issue, but this is cotton yarn. It is extremely stretchy, and it was like sort of floppy. So then I cast on about 20 fewer, picked up, and knit about 20 fewer stitches than it called for. And I don't know. Maybe it was just the time of night I was looking at it. I mean, it looks okay there. And it looks okay on. Okay, I'll put it on. I'll put it on over my shirt. This ought to be interesting. So almost all the ends are woven in, but here. Wow. Oh, it's sort of see-through. Hello. I don't know. I'm just not crazy about the neckline. I liked it better when it was lower, like how it was last week. Wow, nice hair. So what I think I'm going to do, because it just doesn't, I just don't like it. I don't think it looks good. I don't think it looks flattering. Not like it did last week. So let me take my glasses off. So I'm going to, I'm pretty sure, take the neck out and just do a crocheted, a little like single crochet border around where the stitches were that I showed last week, and leave it like that. So we shall see, but that's the direction I'm leaning. I liked it better when it was lower. I like V-neck, lower V-neck. So we shall see. And I already know what my next pattern is going to be, but I will talk about that next week. But I will give you a hint that it's going to be fingering weight. and it's not something I've ever shown before. So you will see next week what it's going to be. So those are all of my works in progress. I didn't work on any socks this week or my sock yarn blanket or anything like that. It's been a crazy week around here. It is for everybody, right? What's the point in saying I've had a crazy week? Everybody's had a crazy week. You don't hear anybody say, wow, I've had the most boring week. It was completely uneventful. Okay, let's talk about fitness. Fitness! Every month in the Sock Bunny group, we have a fitness along, and any day that you work out at least 30 consecutive minutes, or if you have 10,000 steps, you can enter one entry per day in that month's thread. And at the beginning of the month, I choose one winner randomly, and they get to choose either a $5 giftable pattern on Ravelry or some bare sock yarn that I will dye for you in up to 3 colors. And we also have a poster along. And for the poster along, you have to do your starting poster and your ending poster within the first 7 days of the corresponding month. All the rules are in the sock poster, not sock, the poster along thread for the current month. So for September, the last day that you could enter was yesterday. So if you want to do this, you need to wait until October, and the first weekend of October, put your poster. And I'll show you my poster. I am currently doing steps. I wear a Fitbit pedometer, and I am doing steps. Now, at the top, it says steps for iPad, because when I did this poster, I thought I was going to be buying an iPad, but I think I'm just going to save up for another trip to Disney, just like I did previously. My last poster, I earned a trip to Disney, which I still haven't planned, but I need to do that. So as you can see by the poster here, I am right at 700,000 steps. And when I get to 900,000 steps, I earn a little prize here. And I am calling this my Quack Pack t-shirt, and I will show you. So what I do is every 300,000 steps, I earn a prize. Because in reality, if I did 10,000 steps a day for 30 days in a month, I would every month earn a prize. Well, so far that has not happened, but that's the goal. So I was at Walmart and I found this t-shirt, and I've had it hanging in my craft room because this is what I'm working toward. This is my new workout goal. Quack Pack, and this is Duck Dynasty. If you haven't watched the show, you should totally check it out. They're a bunch of crazy redneck guys who do all these crazy antics, and I think they're really funny. It's a clean show. Kids can watch it. There's not going to be anything offensive. There's no offensive language. I just think it's really funny. And Cy, the old guy, the uncle, is a hoot. And these guys so remind me of my relatives in Alabama, because I'm originally from Alabama. Oh my. So that is my prize that I'm working out towards. So when I get to my 900,000 steps, I will earn that. I find that I do really a lot better if I buy the item and work towards it, than work towards it and then buy it. I don't know why. So I went ahead and drew the prize for the August poster along, and we had 9 people start and finish. So a lot of people started with posters but didn't go in and put their finished poster. You have to do both. So the poster along completers were Linda, who is LMECOLL. She's my hero. And then Lynn, who is Sock Mom 529. Allison, who is Allison Rose Boom. Suzanne, who is Am I Yes I Am. Another Suzanne, who is Shalwood. Carrie, who is Baby Boxer Mom. Jenna, who is Retro Lemon. Jessie, who is Jess Dodd, and Krista, who is Rain Bear. So all 9 of those people started and finished the month with fitness posters. So congratulations. Give yourself a big hand. I drew the winner right before I started podcasting, and the winner is number 2, who is Lynn, Sock Mom 529. Yay! So contact me, Lynn, because you win a set of stitch markers, and the stitch markers were donated by Sunny Shop, SHOPPE.etsy.com, and she does have a If you want to visit her, she has a 20% off coupon code with the code SOCKBUNNY. And so I'll show you that again. It's sunnyshop.etsy.com. I don't have the stitch markers next to me that you're going to be winning, but trust me, they're awesome. She has very, very beautiful ones. So, Lynn, send me your address and I will get those out to you. And congratulations. Um, in other fitness news, I restarted Couch to 5K. I have started Couch to 5K at least 4 times. And every time I get to like week 5 or 6 and I fall off the bandwagon. So I have decided to start again. And I'm using an app by, I can't remember who makes it, but I'll show you what it looks like. Oops, put my wrong number in. So it is Zombies 5K is what it is. And waiting. So the opening screen actually has the various workouts that you're going to do. And you can see I did what I call the prequel, and I did week 1, day 1, and then they have like week 2, day 2, week 1, day 2. And so like week 1, workout 2 says you're going to do 10 minutes of walking, then 1 minute walking, 15 seconds slow run, and you're going to do that 10 times. So 1 minute of walking and 15 minutes of running 10 times, and then you have 10 minutes free form run. So that's pretty much the same workout for week 1. And then in week 2, you'll run a little bit more, and week 3, a little bit more, a little bit more. And so basically the premises of the Zombie Run 5K is to train you to be a runner in the actual Zombie Run game, which I will show you the app for. So this is what the icons look like. Let's see if you can see that here on this side here, right there. Zombie Run, Zombie 5K, and you can see I have this regular Zombie Run. Let me use the right hand. Zombie Run game down here. Something else I downloaded and I haven't started yet. I found these 3 apps that help you track doing push-ups, squats, and sit-ups. So I am going to start those tomorrow, and hopefully have some good progress to show you. And those are by, let's see if I can figure out who they're by. It doesn't really say, but this is what it looks like, the main screen looks like. So you're going to do they'll have you, I looked at it, they have you do a certain number of sit-ups and then take a little break, then push-ups, then do more, and so forth. So we'll see. I used to do push-ups a lot, and I got out of the habit, and pretty much I'm having to start over again. So lesson learned, don't stop doing them, and then you won't have to start over again. Okay, so that is where I am with all the crazy fitness. And just still trying to get my 10,000 steps a day. I am so glad to finally be over that stupid cold, because I worked out quite a bit this week, and I'm really, really happy about that. And my family still thinks I've been abducted by aliens or something, because I usually hate working out, but lately, I don't know, I've been really liking it. Who knows? Okay, so that is it for fitness. Let's go on to stash enhancement. Some of the stash enhancement I forgot to bring in here. And so I'm not even going to mention them until next week. How about that? But I did want to show you a pattern that I was gifted by Artist Maybe. I took a screenshot of it. And it is called the Garden Trellis Shawl. It's her very own design. Oh, no, yeah, Summer Garden Trellis. There we go. Summer Garden Trellis. And that is a picture of her, Artist Maybe, wearing it. And it's a very, very pretty shawl. So go check that out. I really, really like it. And thank you very much for gifting that to me. And another thing that I got in Stash Enhancement is I was gifted something by Melanie, who is For Kitties Have I. It was a total surprise. And when I got it, I sat here like... After I opened the package, I just sat here with my mouth open. She sent me a Coke bag. Coca-Cola. And if you haven't noticed, I am slightly obsessed with Coca-Cola. And it's Sunday, so I am getting to drink a Coca-Cola. Obsessed. I'm a good girl, really. So thank you, Melanie. I really, 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 really love it. When I go to Busch Gardens, which is quite frequently, I always take a bag with me and I put in there like either an umbrella or a raincoat because it rains so much here. I have like a tin, not a tin, but a bucket that I get popcorn in, where if you get refills, it's cheaper. And I take lately, I've been taking sock knitting. I take a few things with me, a water bottle, stuff like that. So this is going to replace my old bag that I was using for Busch Gardens. This is my new Busch Gardens bag, so it'll begin getting used at least once or twice a month. So thank you, Melanie. I love it. All right. And like I said, the other things I forgot out in the living room, so I will talk about them next week. Okay, let's talk about tips and tricks how I store my needles. I have changed how I store my needles like 10 times. But this last method I've been doing for over a year, and that's the longest the longest any of them have lasted, and I think it's the one I'm going to stick with. So, what I have done is I have 3 binders because I have so many needles and crochet hooks and so forth. So I have 3 binders, just random binders that I had hanging around the house. Let me grab them all here. I have so much stuff piled around me. Okay, so I have, whoops. Okay, so the first one, I labeled them on the side here, just with a address label. Needle sizes 1 to 3. And what I have done is I bought pouches. I got these pouches at Walmart. I believe they are by Elmer's. But I just put a little label on here saying what size. So these are size 0, 00, 000. And then I have, since there's 2 size 1s, I have a size 1 that is 2.25 millimeter, which obviously I don't have a lot of those needles. And then the US ones, which are 2.5 millimeters, which is my most commonly used sock needle. So you can see I have a lot in there. And then I did size US 2. And I keep the double points in there and circulars and any interchangeable tips that I will have. So all of my size 2s that will fit in here are in here. Straights I don't have in here, but I don't really use straights very often. Here's my size 3s, which again I don't use very often. No, those are size 2s. These are size 3s. Yes, I do use those often. And so that's the binder for needle sizes 1 to 3. And then I have another binder for sizes 4 to 7. And again, the same thing. They're just all in their separate packages. And if I do want to keep the packaging, I don't usually, but if I do want to keep the packaging, I just put it in this pocket in the front. So we have sizes 4, 5, 6, and 7 in here. This one's unzipped. And then lastly, we have, this last one has needles 8 and above. Hi, Rachel.
You want to see what I got?
No. Size 8 and above, cables, and crochet hooks. What? Show me real quick.
I kind of thought I had to get it.
Oh my gosh. Rachel got this for her boyfriend. He loves the Tampa Bay Rays. This is cute.
Is
Does
it cute?
Sing or make noise or anything?
No, it's just that.
Oh, it's my tie.
But do you want to see his birthday
TY
card?
tie, baby.
Open it.
Oh, it's a Star Trek card.
Is that Star Trek?
I mean, Star Wars. Wash my mouth out with soap.
Open it.
Star Wars. Oh boy. Okay, that's very cool. He'll like that.
Yeah.
His birthday's this week. So. Yay, Rachel.
Yay. Bye.
Bye. So, like I was saying, I have my needles 8 and above, cables, and crochet hooks. So, like for my interchangeable needles, I have those, the cables in there. Also, my crochet hooks, which when Sarah was here, I gave her almost all of my crochet hooks. I kept my steel ones because I gave them to her for her school. So My favorite crochet hooks are these white ones. They are by Susan Bates. They are really cheap. You get a whole set for like $3, and believe it or not, those are my favorites. I did keep, like I said, keep my steel ones also, but all my other crochet hooks I gave to her because now she crochets. I gave them to her for her school because if you're new viewer, Sarah is studying to be a Catholic missionary, and she lives in Rhode Island and goes to college there. So that is how I store my needles. If you have any suggestions on how I can improve that, let me know. What I am watching and reading. Okay, you all know that I am a nerd or a geek, whatever. So I like to watch documentaries while I knit. One of the reasons I like them is because you don't have to look. When you're watching a documentary, most of the time the pictures they're showing may or may not have anything to do with what they're talking about. So, and they show the same pictures over and over and over again. So occasionally I'll glance up, but whatever. But for the most part, 99% of the documentary, I just listen to it. So that's really good for knitting, especially lace knitting. And it's brainless because if you zone out, it's not that big of a deal. So anyway, I was watching this week a two-part documentary on Thomas Jefferson. And if you're not in the United States of America, Thomas Jefferson is the one who wrote the Declaration of Independence, which was signed on July 4th, 1776, which is Independence Day here in the United States. It's a huge, huge, huge big deal in the United States. So, I was watching a documentary on Thomas Jefferson, and I learned a lot. I have read stuff about him before, but didn't remember a whole lot. So anyway, one of the things that I found really, really interesting that I thought you would like to know, and I don't remember if I've ever heard this before, but it's really interesting to me. Um, so Thomas Jefferson, he wrote the Declaration of Independence. It was signed on July 4th, 1776. On July 4th, 1826, it was the 50th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. That's the day that Thomas Jefferson died. He died on July 4th, 50th anniversary. What? That blows my mind. I know. I know. I know. So, anyway, I thought that was pretty interesting. But then also, John Adams, who was the president of the United States right before, I believe he was the president before Thomas Jefferson. I could be wrong. Yes, because Thomas Jefferson was the third president. I think John Adams was the second president. John Adams, who was originally one of Jefferson's friends, and then he was a rival, and then they became friends again, and they had this long distance correspondence for many, many years. Anyway, he also died the same day, 5 hours apart. So two of our presidents died on the same day, on the 50th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Is your mind blown? It should be. So anyway, I had to share that. I just thought that was really, really interesting. So, and they were the last two surviving members of the original American Revolutionary guys. So I just think that's extremely fascinating that happened. Anyway, I'll move on. I also, in what I'm watching and reading, I am reading with my ears. I decided because I'm dyeing so many fall colorways that I'm sort of in a Halloween mood already, even though it's only the first week in September, and that never happens, but I'm going with it. So I decided to go back and listen to Dracula, the book, on Craft Lit or just the books. And I have never read the book. I've seen the movie. I see the movie almost every year. There's a lot in the book that's not in the movie, and it's really good. And I am like, what is gonna happen? Even though I know what's gonna happen, I'm still like on the edge of my seat. What is gonna happen? And I mean, this Dracula dude, he is creepy. So I highly, highly recommend. She recorded or released these. It's a podcast. If you haven't heard of it, it's Craft Lit. It's by Heather Ordover. It's a free podcast, and it was October 2011, I'm pretty sure, was when this was originally released. So just go back. I think it's like starts around episode 223-ish, somewhere around there. If you have trouble finding it, let me know. But it is really, really good. I've listened to the first 7 chapters. There's a 20-ish chapter. So I highly, highly recommend it. It's really good, and very much enjoying that. So favorite things. This podcast just keeps getting weirder and weirder. Okay, my daughter's friend gave her a stuffed toy, and you know how I am with stuffed toys, so I have to show him. I'm a little bit obsessed. Hello. This is David. She named him David after David Tennant. And he's from Build-A-Bear. He's a monkey. And he is dressed as a Jedi from Star Wars. Not Star Trek. Star Wars. But the best thing about him, he plays music. And I make him dance. And I'm a little bit obsessed with this monkey. I don't know why. He's just so cute. And he gives really good hugs. So Rachel has officially given him to me because she's not nearly as obsessed with him as I am. I don't know why. I love him so much. And John John was a little bit jealous at first, but he's gotten over it. So call me maybe. And every time that comes on, he has to have a little dance party. Yes, I know. I'm so strange. So again, Build-A-Bear. His name is David. Okay. I haven't been making him talk though, so he doesn't talk yet. Okay, so that's favorite things. Let's talk about knit and crochet alongs and events. Okay, first let's talk about events. I mentioned last week that I'm going to be spending 2 weeks in New England in October. I am going to go up the Sunday before Rhinebeck weekend and leave the Sunday after Rhinebeck weekend. And I am jam-packed full. I'm going to a lot of different places. I wanted to hit the highlights here. It's not everything I'm doing, just the things that you might, if anybody wanted to meet up with me, these would be the times. And if you want to meet up with me, send me a message. We'll work out a deal. So, first though, Saturday, September 21st, which is in 2 weeks, yes, 2 weeks, in Orlando, Florida, they're having an event called Fiber In, and it's a weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Everybody brings their spinning wheels, their spindles, some people knit, and they do have about 5 or 6 vendors. I went last year. It's a very, very, very small event. So I'm going to just, last year I went for the whole weekend. It's not big enough for the whole weekend, for my personal opinion. So on Saturday, I'll be going over for just a few hours. So if you're going to be there, please come over and say hi. And I will have podcast buttons with me. Then, like I said, in October, I'll be going to New England. I am going to take the auto train, which is by Amtrak. Now, what it is you, the auto train runs from Orlando, Florida, actually right outside Orlando, called Sanford. It goes from Orlando, Florida, up to Virginia, right outside Washington, D.C. So I'm just going to say Orlando to Washington just to make things easier. So you put your car on the train, sort of like you would a ferry, and you put your car on the train, and then your car and you both ride from Orlando up to Washington, D.C. So you've missed all that driving, and then you get off in Washington, D.C. and go wherever. And so I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be leaving whatever that Sunday is, October 13th, leaving to go up. And I'm going to go up, drive, get off the train in Washington, drive to Rhode Island. My daughter goes to school in Rhode Island, right outside Providence, Rhode Island. And I'm going to spend a few days there. One of the days that I'm there, probably that Thursday, October 17th, I'm going to go to a place called Slater Mill. It's in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Friday, October 18th through Wednesday, October 23rd, I'm going to drive over and stay with my friend Michelle, who lives in Stockbridge, Massachusetts. And if you are familiar with things that are Catholic, that is where the Divine Mercy Shrine is, which is the Divine Mercy was started by my patron saint, Saint Faustina. So I'm super excited about that. And if you've been watching for a long time, you might remember that my daughter sang at the Divine Mercy Shrine last year on TV. So I'll be going to Stockbridge for all those days. And while I'm staying with my friend Michelle in Stockbridge, we are going to go to Rhinebeck, which is New York Sheep and Wool, October 18th and 19th, that Saturday and Sunday. And then Monday, October 21st, we're going to go to a place called Chesterwood, which is in Stockbridge, Massachusetts, because there is a museum which is the home of the guy who sculpted the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. And I love the Lincoln Memorial. In fact, I've never been to it, but I've been wanting to go to it, but I will get to go to it in Washington because when I leave Stockbridge, oh, wait, before I say that, on Tuesday, October 22nd, I am going to go visit the Webb's Yarn Store in Northampton, Massachusetts. So if you want to meet me there and you want to meet at a specific time, let me know because my schedule is very flexible that day. So, like I said, then after I leave Stockbridge, Massachusetts, staying there for a few days, I'm going to go to Washington, D.C. and stay with somebody who I'm not going to mention yet because I haven't gotten her permission. But I'm going to be staying with somebody in Washington, D.C., and I am going to go get to see the Lincoln Memorial. And I am also going to go on Saturday, the 26th. Tentatively, I am going to go to Looped Yarn Works, which is a yarn store in Washington, D.C. So if any of those dates work for you and you want to meet up with me, do let me know and we'll try to work something out. I'm super excited about it. I'll be leaving to come back on October 27th. So I'll get back on the train in Washington the 27th, that Sunday, and I'll be home on Monday, the 28th. So I'm super excited. It's going to be crazy, and I'm going to try really hard not to get overwhelmed with all the, because I have anxiety issues. So I'm going to try to just take one day at a time, stay calm, not get overwhelmed by things, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's like a once in a lifetime trip. It's like all the planets are aligning so that this is going to work out. So I'm very, very happy about that. Let's talk about the Bee Leaf Half Pine Knit Along. The Knit Along started on September 1st. You can start on or after September 1st. The end date is November 30th. If you're going to show it on Instagram or on Twitter or anything like that, please use the tag hashtag Bee Leaf BEELEAF. And there, like I said, there's a 4-week plan, an 8-week plan, and a 12-week plan. You can start anytime you want. And in order to be eligible for prizes, you need to start the shawl on or after September 1st, block the shawl, and post a picture in the finished objects thread by the end of the day on November 30th. The next morning, December 1st, I will close the thread. And then on that following podcast, whatever it is, I will draw the winners. There are going to be multiple prizes, which will be announced. I'm still working some of those things out and I haven't gotten myself organized yet. And also, if you knit it with Sock Bunny Studios yarn, you will be able to post your finished object twice, so you have twice as much chance to win. I guess that's about it. And charity in September, October, November, we are also having a hat, scarf, knit, and knit along for Pinellas Hope, which is a local homeless shelter. And I did a men's hat drive last year. This year we're doing any gender, any age, and like I said, it can be hats, mittens, or scarves. And I want to show the hats from several people who have donated so far. I have them in a basket here. So first, these three hats were given to me so long ago, I don't remember who made who. I mean, I know who made them, I just don't remember who made which ones. I should write these things down. So I have 3 hats. I think I'm going to say this right, but if I get it wrong, don't be mad at me. So this one, I think, I could be wrong, was made by Jessie, who is Jess Dodd. Jessie, tell me if I'm getting this wrong. And I am gonna start a list in the Ravelry group, and I'm gonna number them, and the prizes will be given out by random number generator at the end. And also, the more items you send, the more chance you have to win. So this is a hat, beautiful. And then my friend Wendy, who is local, gave me. I think these are the 2 that she gave me. This is the Turn a Square hat by Jared Blood, I believe. I've been wanting to make this pattern. So that's the Turn a Square. And then she also sent me this really cute cabled hat. The old gray mare's memory just ain't what it used to be. And then I got a bunch of hats from Enid, who is in England. So she sent me quite a few hats. Here is one. She sent these to me a while back too, but I've just been holding them so I could show them to you during the knit along. And here's another one. I should make labels for all these different things and put who they're from. And here's another one. These are lovely. Enid, you have such even stitches. And here's another one. And Enid has donated many, 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 many times to my pet and charity drive, so thank you very much for that. Here's another one. This is really cute. And then, I think this is the last one. I think I will. I think I'm going to get some little tags in the office supply department and just put made by so-and-so and attach them so that people know when they get the hats where the person's from. I'll just put like the first name in the city. I think that's a good idea. Okay, so those were all by Enid. Thank you. And then my friend Michelle, the one who lives in Stockbridge, Massachusetts, she is my knitting mentor. She used to live here in Florida briefly, and that's how we met. And then she's the house that she was living in right before this one was a mile away from Sarah's school. So we've just all, she's just really a good friend of mine. I love her to pieces. So she donated a bunch of hats. She was in town recently. She donated a bunch of hats. So I'm just going to really fast go through them and show you, so maybe you'll be inspired. Hat. Hat. Love that one. Hat. Hat. Ooh, I like that one too. And she just said she just had a whole bunch of wool scraps and she just put them all in a big bag and grabbed wool scraps and made a bunch of hats. Wow. I don't even know how many of these are. There you go. Those are all the hats from Michelle. So yay, Michelle. Thank you very much, Michelle. These are going to be awesome. So just knit those hats. Send me a message. I'll send you my address. You can send them to me. And I'm going to be taking them over like the first or second week in December. It really doesn't get really cold here until January. I mean, it's a little bit cold generally in December. January and February and into March are colder months here. So this will be just in time for when it's going to be really cold. And make them with washable acrylic or washable wool, please, please, please. Okay, that's it for everything. I'm going to do the shop update now. So if you don't want to stay for the shop update, my feelings will not be hurt. I'm just going to really briefly show you what is going to be in the shop update this week. I have them in the bag. First, I have lace weight in a golden brownish color, and that's not showing very well. Let's move back here. That's better. I'm actually calling this branching out because it reminds me of a tree branch. So this is the lace weight, and this is my new label. John. Sock Bunny Studios. And then I put all the information on a sticker, address label. So don't they look way more professional? I'm very happy with those. And then I have more running with scissors. I cannot make enough of this stuff for you people. And if you are a new viewer, that's a Sims reference. In Sims 2, I used to kill my Sims by playing, have them run with scissors. It's really funny. So there'll be some of that in the shop. And then also some more lace weight in Police Call Box, which is sort of a TARDIS blue. It's not quite as bright as what you're seeing there. It's bright, but not that bright. And my lace weight is 80% superwash merino and 20% bamboo. And it is super silky soft. I love it. And then we have birthday cupcake frosting in 2 different bases. And I did this because October, a lot of people will be knitting with pink. So I thought you might want to knit with some pink yarn. Birthday cupcake frosting. This is my new paprika base, which is 75% superwash BFL, 25% nylon, 464 yards. That's a lot of yards. And then we have Sunshine, which is my sparkly. You can see that with the different, I mean, seriously, same dye, same amount of dye, but the different bases take the dye differently. So this is my Sunshine fingering weight, which is 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina, 438 yards. Very, very soft. So there'll be these two colorways also in the shop update, and that is it. So, craziness. I know I showed a lot of my weird this week. I hope you can get past that. So, I guess in closing, don't forget to enter into the fitness threads. Don't forget there's a thread for Ask Sock Bunny or John John. I didn't do it this week because I knew I had a lot to talk about, but I will talk about it next week. Don't forget to enter your prayer requests into the September prayer request thread. And I guess that's it. I hope you have a great week. Keep on crafting. Bye.